Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Harbor Podcast. I'm your host, Kino Cowboy, with our other host, Dylan Rodriguez.
Just Dylan.
Yep, just Dylan. We're hanging today talking about Star Wars. I know that's surprising on this podcast, but we're going to be talking about Mando Season 2. And we didn't talk about Mando Season 1 yet last year because we were just getting started. But we can go over that briefly. First, I want to talk about, you were just before this podcast started talking about the High Republic. And
Yeah.
They just released a big launch for that, books and comics and stuff. And I have to say, I'm excited because get us out of the fucking Skywalker saga, dude. Get us out of there.
Yeah, I'm ready to explore like new shit. It's like a time, like I said, I just started listening to the audiobook of the first book, Light of the Jedi, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. And it's totally different so far already. Like the world or the galaxy is totally in peace. It's all kosher. Everyone is like, even the Outer Rim is like good.
Ooh,
so
shit. Wow.
It's a lot of setup and I'm curious to see like where it goes.
Okay. Yeah. Golden Age Jedi. I've always been interested in that kind of area. So, hopefully when that expands into TV show and movies, hopefully instead of sticking in this fucking.
Well, I think that's what that one show they announced. Acolyte.
There's one show.
Sure yeah, it's the High Republic one.
Yeah, it's like at the end of the High Republic, which is interesting. But like, if like eventually they wanted to do a new trilogy that was like, you know, like Taika Waititi or fucking, I don't know, Rian Johnson or even Dave Filoni. I don't know. What if they gave, you know, so I don't know. But if they wanted to do
Filoni and Favreau to produce,
if they did a proper like operatic fucking trilogy set in the High Republic, I'd definitely watch it if it's done right.
And like I said, just whatever like listened to so far, it's already setting up to be pretty fucking cool. So I'm in.
And they don't have to rely on cheap fan service. So
no, they don't. Yeah. They don't at all. Like it's just literally like starting from scratch, and that's what I want. I want new shit in the same world as Star Wars, basically.
For real.
I want Wookiees with lightsabers. That's what I
want. Dude, for real. You wouldn't think that'd be such a hard thing to come by, but
well, there's one in this book, so
good.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I think this is good. I'm excited for it. I've also seen that people are like loving this book, so yeah, it's off to a good start, and I'm excited as fuck for it.
All right. Well, let's rewind to Mando Season 1. Let's talk about, you know, what you liked about that and how maybe Season 2 has done better.
Well, it was a weird journey for Season 1 because starting off, I thought it was okay, but it just was kind of like, all right, these are fun little episodes. I didn't really I wasn't connecting with it like until maybe episode 5, I think.
Okay.
And then I really started being like, all right, hell yeah. Or no, episode 6. It's one where he's breaking people out of prison, like Bill Burr's episode.
Whatever 5, I think.
So that is. And I was like, all right, I know what I'm in for. And it just started getting better and better. And then I started realizing exactly what kind of show it was, you know?
Okay.
And I think also looking back, Season 1 was such a setup, basically, just getting used to the characters that we all like know now and really just like having them like kind of live with you for like 8 episodes. Because once Season 2 starts, it's like, all right, I'm in it, you know?
Yeah, well, right away I was cool with it being like one-off adventures of like a bounty hunter. I was kind of like, okay, that's cool. The first episode or 2, I was like, all right, this is fine. I like this. And then the episode 4 happened. Oh, look who we have here. Someone showed up.
Oh shit.
Oh
my god.
Look who it is.
Am I late? How late am I?
No, we just started talking about Season 1.
Okay, cool. This is so professional. Sorry, I was in this weird fight, and then Ezra Bridger came out through this weird wormhole and pulled me into this stupid plot device.
You were learning about Darth Plagueis the Wise.
That mess with space and time.
Okay, well, that's fair. We were just talking about Season 1 and how what we thought of it when we first started compared to how Season 2 has like taking it and run with it, I guess. And I was just talking about how like at first it was like, yeah, this is pretty good. This is cool. A live action TV show, Star Wars, whatever. Episode 4 happens, and that's the one where they're on the
Oh, that's Seven Samurai episode.
yeah, Seven Samurai episode basically. And I'm like, okay, this is like the Clone Wars. It's pretty similar to that. This isn't anything nuts. And then but I liked it. And then yeah, about the time with the prisoner, and then the last 3 or 4 episodes, I was like, okay, this is getting pretty cinematic. I'm into this.
And the story really starts picking up too.
The direction of the last 2 episodes, Deborah Chow and then Taika Waititi, I was like, okay, this
Deborah
is
Chow she's like some of my favorite episodes of season 1. It's the one she directed. It's like episode 2, I think, where like all the Mandos show up and like save him.
Yeah,
that's a great
one of the best.
That's episode 3. Sorry,
episode 3.
And that's money on the screen, which is what you.
It's awesome. And then episode 7, where Quill dies. Rest in peace.
Yeah, for real. Quill was what a fucking triumphant bastard.
I know. He needs a statue too. In season 2, whenever he goes back and they got the statue of IG-11 or whatever.
For real,
little Quill right there.
Yeah, dude. How much material would you spend money on? Like he's this tall.
The last 2 episodes of season 1 are very strong, and it made me think that season 2 would be even stronger, and that's how other Star Wars shows are. Think of season 1 of the Clone Wars compared to season 2.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Season 1 of Clone Wars is god awful. It is hard to get through.
That's not awful. It's just very kids show.
It's a bit rough. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's boring if you're a 27-year-old man watching a Cartoon Network show. If we want to be assholes about it.
Yeah, it's fun for kids, but even just in terms of animation wise, it's also super rough.
Yeah,
it is. They're figuring it out.
They found their footing with live action TV, and then season 2 proved it because they hit the fucking ground running with episode 1. The Great
Holy
Dragon.
shit! Do you want to start getting into it, or Scott? What are your thoughts on season 1 before we head
into you guys covered it. I mean, it was good, and I think the last couple episodes it really picked up. I like Bill Burr. We'll get to that. I like him in the first season. I like him even more in the second season.
He's the best part of that season 1 episode for sure.
I don't know. I don't understand the hate for him. He felt like a fucking the most Star Wars character.
Where's the hate? I haven't seen any hate on him.
I haven't seen any hate.
I've seen people
I'll fight him.
People what the fuck is his accent in Boston in space? Like, what the fuck?
What do you mean? What's with all the English accents? What do you mean?
The fucking New Zealand accent?
Yeah, what does it fucking matter?
There are people speaking alien languages. There's a fucking giant dog animal alien that goes and their whole species, and you can't have a Boston accent.
I don't know. Yeah, I remember when season 1 was airing, people were just like, "What the fuck is this?" And you said, "What the Bill Burr?"
That's so weird. That's a weird thing to complain about.
I know,
dude. All the freaking Nematodians are called Nematodians in the Trade Federation, and they have Transylvanian accents, like vampires.
Yeah,
that's way weirder than just an actor who happens to be from Boston, the greater Boston area.
They call it the ventilation shaft.
Yeah, we
got Jewish accents, and he's like,
you
don't want no money.
Only money.
So what
made by a Jew.
You can't have Bill Burr being.
I think George Lucas is more of a self-hating Jew than Woody Allen.
Oh my god.
Worse than Woody Allen and Larry David put together.
Real quick though, going back to that episode, the prison break. That's the guy that they kill. That's Anakin's voice actor, Matt Lanter.
Okay.
Just a fun little tidbit. I didn't know that, but
wow. Okay, yeah.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's
cool.
really neat. Huh.
Yeah, but do you want to get into season 2?
Yeah, let's do it. Fucking
the Marshal, isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, the Marshal with what's his name?
Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah, which I really liked. He was kind of suave, but not in the Han Solo Orlando way. It was in a different gunslinger kind of way.
I will say, I know the armor wasn't supposed to fit him, but his lanky ass body looked kind of weird. It
did look kind of weird. It was funny.
It looked really weird. I knew it wasn't supposed to be like totally his size, but still, it just was a little, the way he kind of had his hand on his hip and he's kind of swaying.
Yeah, for a second when I first watched the episode, I was like, "There's no way that this is Boba Fett, bro."
Yeah.
Be weird.
No fucking way.
My main part of that episode, I remembered, is I think I was sitting alone eating pizza after work watching it. And it was just me on the couch with pizza on my beer gut and sauce stains on my shirt. And I just sat up and went, "Oh, that's Timothy Oliphant," to nobody in the room. That was my reaction to that whole episode. I was like, "Yeah, it's Timothy Oliphant."
Well, see, I haven't watched Justified, like what he's most famous for, but I had just, when that episode came out, I had just rewatched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So that voice, I was like, "Holy shit, there he is!" You know?
Yeah, he fit right in the episode.
I thought he was great. I liked his backstory, and also that character is like a character from the books that they introduced. So that's pretty cool. Like his whole story is like the same as the ones in the books too.
He's in the what books is he in? I haven't read any of the new books.
He's in this series called Aftermath. It's like like Bloodline, Aftermath, and I think
is that Timothy Zahn?
No, is it Charles Soule? It's one of the two. I think it's the dude who's writing this new book. Whatever. But yeah, it's pretty cool that they incorporated like an actual character just from the books.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
Yeah. They're trying to unify the expanded universe. We'll see if they do it, and we'll get into that because this show seems to be heading toward that. Yeah. And the just giant cum dump of Star Wars shows we're getting coming on.
Let's say whether you like it or not.
Boo content. Boo content. Disney boo content.
Oh my god,
trademark that. Dip me. I went to college.
Well,
but
first of all, this is the only fucking piece of Star Wars media to try and humanize Tusken Raiders. That was cool.
I love that shit.
That was awesome. They're not just,
also
weird Bedouin sand people.
I love that they do sign too. Those are real deaf people that that's just a cool inclusion of nice. That's just another way of a small little thing of just including more people, and I don't know, it was cool.
And then it's obviously ripping off of Western plots where you have to get the settlers and the Indians to work together and all that,
Yeah.
And
I like it though because I think really this
it hit
its stride completely of this is a Western and a samurai show, and
it's fresh for younger people that have not watched many Westerns.
And I've watched a ton of Westerns, honestly. I've certainly never seen any where the Indians and settlers are working together.
Oh, I've seen plenty of
Usually there's but you've seen every episode of Bonanza.
My grandpa loves Bonanza. I've seen so much of that. And so many other 50s TV shows.
Heavy, low budget Westerns. I do like a good Western. We need Star Wars to go full Cormac McCarthy. Dark neo-Western. Existential neo-Western. God is dead. American violence.
What do you think about because she's actually my least favorite part of the Mandalorian is Amy Sedaris is that one Tatooine fit, she just feels so out of place. I don't like her acting.
She feels I like her, but she did feel kind of weird. But she has this 80s character quality to her that makes it work enough for me. It feels like something out
that
of
hair, definitely.
Yeah,
that hair for sure. She looks like
I don't know. It works enough, but she is a little
I wouldn't want
little sitcom.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, she's I know her.
She's like an SNL.
Main thing I know her from. I think the main thing I know her from. Yeah, she's more of a comic actor.
Yeah.
And I was watching. I finally got around to watching the later seasons of BoJack Horseman before this, and she voices Princess Caroline, who's the Catwoman female lead of the show. It was just very off-putting to hear a anthropomorphic cat in Star Wars. Although in hindsight, it makes a lot of sense.
It's not to disparage her or anything. I've seen her other shit. She's great. I just for some reason some of her cadence of how she kind of speaks is kind of weird. I don't know. It's just I feel like she's a legendary comedian. I feel like they were just hey, just do whatever you do. We got you.
Yeah, they just kind of gave her some lines. She's a bit of a. She's an NPC in this weird video game world that the Mandalorian is.
Yeah, but I will say she's the first person that we see in the season 2. I was like, oh no, please, I don't want more of her. Let's keep it at that scene.
We don't need a whole episode of her.
Yeah.
We don't need a 4-season arc.
Holy shit, dude. But And then like the crate dragon too. It looked amazing. That's where the fucking
That was money on.
That's where it was like, okay, we can do this level of CGI on TV. Okay.
That was a fucking movie, dude. That's crazy how good it looked. It was so good.
That was the Kraken from releasing the Kraken.
Let's just say, I know Scott didn't even notice this when he first watched it, but the fucking screen aspect ratio changes to full screen when the crate dragon comes. Dude. And I was like, oh shit, that's a cool choice. And I loved that aspect ratio change.
Also, I didn't notice it because I was too enveloped in the story and not masturbating to inane technical details.
It was not inane. It was very purposeful and like right in your fucking face.
Cool. It was cool.
I love the little nod to how Boba got kicked by Luke or nudged by Han or Luke in Return of the Jedi whenever Mando's like, get the fuck out of here to Cobb, and he just is like, he smacks his jetpack and he like.
Well, what would Star Wars be without its callbacks and Easter eggs? It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Oh my god,
dude! What? Speaking of callbacks, so when they kill the crate dragon, they get the giant pearl from the inside of the belly, which is a callback to Knights of the Republic.
I was about to mention that. Yeah, that's
BioWare's, I think 2003 or 4 Xbox and PC game. Classic role-playing game, excellent, holds up too. I played them a few years ago, replayed them, but
that was a straight mission from that game.
But I was wondering where is it just a war trophy or does it have a purpose in the sand person economy? Because I don't see what they would use for a giant pearl. Like you can't really break it up to smaller pearls without.
Maybe it's like a religious thing or something.
I don't know. I don't understand the monetary value they would have. Well, I suppose they could go to Anchorhead or one of the settlements and trade it there.
You got Jawas around too. They could just be like,
dude. The Jawas are which it's another like weird Jewish stereotype. But
I like how Mando just takes a chunk of meat, puts it on his back of his speeder. He's like, all right.
I mean, fair. It's probably some rare ass meat when you eat fucking dragon.
Do you think dragon tastes good? Or
I don't know. How should I know?
Do you take it to one of those clubs of the 1%ers that eat the endangered species? You just sell it to them.
As we saw the next episode, he just fucking like burns the shit out of it. He just roasts that motherfucker right behind the engine.
Yeah.
So no, but episode 1, it was great. It was I think it was like one of the longest episodes this season.
It was
like an hour.
I think it was the longest. It was an hour.
Yeah.
Which is weird because, like, not that it was insignificant plot wise, but like, I think that was a lot of it was just like, hey, we're going to flex and open this season and get you to watch the rest of it. We have Disney money. We have our shareholders. We're taking over the world.
I'm looking. It is the longest episode for sure.
If this can influence other companies to like spend this much money on like a TV show, because I want to get more cinematic television on this level. That's nuts.
Yeah.
I do too. I do have this thing where like am I going to have to subscribe to Hulu and Netflix and Disney Plus and Encore and Stars and HBO and Amazon Prime to watch all the good TV?
I think something will.
There's going to be some package.
There's some sort of evolution there that will happen inevitably.
So the minute the end of the episode, you see Boba. Did you think that was like the only time we'd see him this season? Because I kind of thought,
I was like, oh shit, okay, we're getting into Boba Fett. All right,
that's
cool with me, because I've always, of all the people to come back, I've always been cool with Boba Fett, because as a kid we were always like, oh yeah, no, Boba escapes out of the Sarlacc. If you've read the books, blah blah blah. We always knew that in the legends that he escaped. So
I mean, he's
like something I'm kind of looking forward to.
Yeah,
right. He does about as much in that one shot of the episode as he does in the entire original trilogy. We'll get into that. So what about episode 2? It's an escort quest.
I think that might be my least favorite episode.
That was one of my favorites, actually. Yeah. Everything.
It's more filler, although it does world build a little with the New Republic. And
I don't want the entire every episode to be hardcore fucking plot. I want some like casual episodes too. A few.
I mean, for what it was fun. Like I like the creature designs. It was like an old Ralph McQuarrie drawing that they didn't use for
Yeah, I
Empire. So
loved
that's
it.
cool.
I loved the planet they crash on. I love him having to survive with that little frog thing. I like the frog character. It's really cool. And
Dude, the most disturbing part of this entire season was Baby Yoda eating those eggs of that frog person, because they're trying to escort him to get his eggs fertilized, which seems like a terribly inefficient reproductive system. And like, so we're watching Baby Yoda like eat like I feel like the pro-lifers are really having our trouble with this season. That's all I could think of. It was so.
the eggs aren't even fertilized yet, but
that's true. It's so it's just like he's
like
eating ovaries. He's eating ovaries.
I love the creatures design. I like the ice cave with the hot tub water and like the atmosphere of that with the score really shines in that episode.
I was about to say Ludwig Göransson, honestly, he's like the MVP of this entire season. The score of the entire season is fucking amazing. But I do love the moment where Baby Yoda's like looking at the little eggs and it's like this twinkly, like really like mysterious music. It's really good.
And it's like, I know we're wanting to get to more plot, but this time that we have with him trapped on this planet, I don't know, it scratches an itch of like character moments and like I don't know, it's real interesting to me. And and I like seeing the New Republic cops being dickheads, and the chase through the ice planet was just like that level in fucking Pod Racer for the 64. Like
I have not played that since it came out.
I have it on the Switch in HD. Boy. I knew it looked bad back then, but whew.
Yeah.
I think that there's really not much to say about that episode. It's fun. It's good. It's like actiony.
I like we see a Muppet in a hot tub. I like that. I'm all for Muppets. And
Adrian,
you just like
it's someone in a costume, Scott.
You just like beach vibes, and you just like seeing.
No, I like the beach. No, that was
but he's in the hot tub, man. He's that's kind of
with the
vibes.
I like snow planets, snow levels in video games, how they incorporate ice and atmosphere. You know, it was kind of like that.
I like how you can tell it's not Hoth too. It's like an ice planet. It's not a snow planet.
Yeah,
it is a snow level.
Yeah,
dude. Once we get to the water level in this show, it's going to be so boring and frustrating. It's going to be like the water temple in Ocarina of Time. He's going to have to keep fucking raising and lowering the everything.
I like the having the little frog person, and I watched the behind the scenes, and it was someone in a costume, and
it's the same woman who played Quill in the first season.
Okay, yeah, and I like that. I like that this show doesn't have it doesn't have too many human characters. It has a lot, but like there's a lot of creatures, and that's what's sorely missing from some of the newer movies.
That whole episode's great. It's literally a man in a mask, a little baby puppet, and a frog.
Yeah,
like that's the episode.
It's
and
awesome.
It works,
Visual storytelling.
So I guess that's all I have to say about episode 2. I guess.
Well, I think it's it leads right into episode 3. With he's finishing his little quest.
Finishing his
Bro, I love
quest. I'm already on a quest.
I loved the Mon Calamari and those fucking sweaters, yo. That was some top tier shit. That was amazing.
Yeah,
I loved that whole planet, like the fisherman.
I like the planet. It's funny that these planets are like themed, even though I don't know. It's like the whole planet looks like some big harbor, but like, is that the whole planet? Is it all about?
I don't.
One little, it's funny, but it works. I like seeing the Mon Calamari on somewhere that wasn't their home planet or in a starship. That
and this episode was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, and that little opening descent landing was, she said it herself, it was like an homage to Apollo 13, which her dad directed.
Okay,
that's pretty neat.
Ron Howard's hit and miss for me, but so far his daughter's fucking pulling her own weight.
Yeah, Ron Howard's like the fucking milk toast director. He just is like
dude, He's pretty white bread ginger director.
This is like the safest director you could ever like. If you want someone to make the most movie
Yeah.
imaginable, get
Yeah.
Something like Solo.
Yeah.
If you want somebody to make Solo.
Yeah.
No,
No, but I really like this episode. Also, this episode introduces people that
Yeah.
I was a little giddy about.
Yeah.
Bo-Katan. Explain to us, Dylan, who Bo-Katan is and why she's important. As Mando tries to find other Mandalorians.
Well, if you've seen Clone Wars, she was the lead, or no, she was with Death Watch first, right?
Yeah.
And
Death Watch being a violent militaristic faction of the Mandalorian culture.
Yeah, and then shit got fucky in the Clone Wars. People started invading this and that, and then she became the ruler, right? At the end of the Clone Wars, because Mandalore was like freed, basically.
Freed from Darth Maul, who had the dark saber before her, and then she gets the dark saber, and which comes into play pretty heavily. And
her sister
isn't
Duchess Satine? Isn't that her sister? The one who Obi-Wan?
Her sister, I think it's her sister, or she's
related to her somehow.
I think so, yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, she comes to, she gets the dark saber. She's the ruler of Mandalore, and then from then on, we don't know what the fuck happened, because at the end of Rebels too, she had the dark saber again. So at some point, like, done something, or
we don't know.
It's funny that we'll get into this actually, but it's funny that Sabine she gets the dark saber and she gives it to her, and it's not a big deal in Rebels.
I know,
because the difference is that she didn't win it from anybody; she just found it. So I guess, but
And remind me, so is the end of Rebels when she gives the saber to her, is that pre like that time skip, like way into the future?
It's before that.
It's like still during like episode 4, right?
Yeah.
And then then at the end she doesn't have it, and this is what, 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So at some point Gideon or somebody or Thrawn or I don't know who the fuck must have, okay, this is a theory. This is the start of like the theories now, because I think Thrawn is on Mandalore. I think that's where, because they mentioned Thrawn later. I think that's how they're going to bring him back. He's ruling Mandalore. Gideon's working for him, and I think season 3 is going to be going back to Mandalore and like reclaiming it, basically, for like the.
Hey man, that's not too crazy.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Mandalore is clearly, because the darksaber, as we know, gives you control over. You're the king of Mandalore, basically, if you have the darksaber. And spoilers, by the end of season 2, Mando has it. And so Mandalore, Mandalore's gonna be a bigger part of season 3 for sure. If not the focus, which I'm so down for.
I'm absolutely 100% ready for it. Like,
so Bo-Katan from the Clone Wars and from Rebels shows up, and she is the same actress as her voice actor, which is fantastic, which is awesome.
It's so cool.
And she shows up. They steal some weapons from good old, not the First Order, but Imperial remnants.
Wait, first, those dudes on the boat trick Mando.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when that creature swallowed Baby Yoda, my girlfriend fucking jumped out of her seat because she's so invested in Baby Yoda's safety. I was like,
no, I was the same. I was like, oh fuck, go.
Yeah, I was like,
there now.
They're not gonna get rid of that merchandising. I was sad that the little floating carriage was eaten, though.
That's what I was the most fucked up about. I love that little egg.
That was a good.
We can get into also whenever they do show up and they take off their helmets, and he's like, "What the fuck? You guys aren't Mandalorians," and they're like, "Oh, he's one of them." I love that.
It's important.
Yeah, it's important. It's like a religious
zealot.
Dude, he's like a Mormon, Amish, like Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventist, like very.
He's a cult. He's in a cult.
Which sets up his deconstruction throughout
his entire arc. It's so
his
good.
Later episodes.
And we'll get back into it with the Bill Burr episode of like, especially.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's just setting all these things up for him to be a totally different character by the end of this season, and it's wonderful. I love it.
Yeah,
so because like I said, like first season we were just like setting up all these characters, and now we're really investing a lot of like character moments and time into like how they're changing and all that. It's really great. I love it.
And then when he agrees to go with them on this like heist basically or whatever it is, I was watching the behind the scenes featurette, and when Jon Favreau is on set, he makes really good creative decisions, and I'm like, man, this he knows what he wants. And just little tweaks, like when they were shooting Mando running with the other Mandalorians down the hallway, he's like, no, this take.
I was about to mention that.
Have Mando a little bit further back following them, so he's not exactly on cue with them, since they're more of a elite team and
they're a unit.
He's kind of his own. And it was just little details like that just make the episode that much better. And I was like, damn.
Also little details like the fucking like electronic cyanide capsule thing. That was awesome. I love that.
Oh yeah,
that was great.
Bite down and electrocute you.
It's like, okay, you're getting even more into the stormtrooper Nazi shit, with that kind of mentality. But that's cool because that's what it is.
Nazis.
So Bo-Katan and them, they're looking for these weapons, but also they're looking for way more. They're looking for Gideon because he has the Darksaber. And Mando's like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I need to get the child away to his kind. And then she name drops someone pretty big, just a character. Anyone want to tell who it is? Because I don't know who it is.
Some chick named Ahsoka Tano. I don't know.
Some bitch named Ahsoka. And that's if for those of you who haven't watched Clone Wars, which first off, shame on you. Secondly, Ahsoka Tano is fantastic. One of the best Star Wars characters, bar none.
Might be one of my favorite Jedi.
Yeah, easily. And she is Anakin's Padawan, the apprentice of Anakin during Clone Wars. And she's all grown up, played by Rosarian Dawson, who I know from Clerks 2, getting fucked on the make table. Knocked up on the make table at movies.
Yeah,
movies, burger restaurant.
And ruin it immediately.
Yeah, exactly. So this is where we really get into this is like the second samurai-esque episode. Dude, like we had the 7 Samurai village defense in the first season.
Straight up fucking Yojimbo. It's literally Yojimbo.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but it's like Yojimbo and a fucking Western at the exact same time. It's so good. Because basically, going into the next episode, you want to explain it, Scott?
I'm just explaining that, he meets up with Ahsoka because they tell, take this person to a Jedi. So he goes to this planet, which is a cool, swampy, foresty, unique planet. It doesn't feel like this is a snow planet.
Hold on.
A lava planet.
Hold on. I'm just now like putting this together. This episode, of course, is directed by Dave Filoni. And I was thinking how much at the beginning of we skipped the fucking 4th episode.
Oh, we did. We went. We got too excited with Ahsoka.
We skipped the 4th episode.
That was another fun.
4th episode is the weakest of the series, by the way, but we got to talk about it. Hold on. Let's talk about Ahsoka while I'm thinking about it, and then we'll go back to the 4th episode.
Okay.
Because that has to deal with probably Rise of Skywalker shit anyway. But I was just thinking about Ahsoka down on the ground with her 2 blades out, and they're up on the tower, like, yelling down at her at the very beginning of the episode. I was like, this reminds me of the episode where Zuko is the blue spirit in Avatar, and he's like standing down at the gates and shit. And I was like, wait, that's both Dave Filoni, because he directed episode. And I was like, oh shit, that is why it reminded me of that. And that was beautiful. That was like in my mind. I was like, this is awesome. But
very picturesque episode. But let's go back to episode 4.
Yeah, let's go back to episode 4.
Carl Weathers, directed by him. It's
Yeah.
pretty much like an episode like for Disney theme park. It felt like a theme park ride. It was fun, but it felt like you were just
there was some impressive visual effects with the stormtroopers on the speeder whatever things going down the hill and stuff. I was like,
that was cool.
That looks tight. And, you know, the chase is decent and whatever, but there's some sloppy direction from Carl Weathers, I will say.
And there's Jeans guy in this one, isn't there?
Yeah.
Isn't this the guy? You see a guy in jeans. Did they edit it out?
Yeah, they did.
I'm not the biggest fan of Horatio Sands' character, like the Mithril, is that his name? The blue fish thingy guy.
Oh yeah.
He's all right.
He's fine.
The blue fish guy who's the bounty in the very first episode of the series shows back up. He's now like in indentured servitude for freaking Cara Dune. I don't know. She's like a space ranger,
He's a marshal
or something. Marshal. They go into a base. They learn that they're doing experiments and stuff. Probably has to do with Snoke.
But say there is a big bomb in this episode of like they are taking the M counts from Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
The midichlorians.
Midichlorian count.
And they are trying to clone or something. They're trying to do some type of cloning shit.
They need his blood.
You think you think Baby Yoda's the reason?
I mean, it could be for something we don't know about, but all we can assume from is that they're trying to use it to create a sort of vessel like Snoke or something.
I mean, the fucked up looking creature in the tube looked like Snoke.
They're trying to get young blood and transfuse it into an old aging franchise is what they're trying to do.
Just imagine Baby Yoda being the reason that we got Palpatine.
I know the reason we got Palpatine, and her initials are KK, and I'll just leave it at that.
No, I think it's more like JJ is what.
Do you think so?
I
don't know, man. They were wishy-washy with what they wanted to do. JJ did decide to ultimately bring him back, but like it was up in the air.
I like JJ, but also think he's a hack at the exact same time.
Dude, I don't like. It's
a weird balance that I think he's a total hack when it comes to Star Wars.
I like Star Trek 2009, and that's because I'm not a big Trek fan.
Exactly.
It's not a good Trek movie. It's not a good Trek movie.
The problem with J.J. Abrams is that he fucking loves A New Hope. So, of course, he's good at remaking A New Hope. But he doesn't have the respect for shit like the prequels or the Clone Wars or shit like that. Like, he doesn't have the proper self-awareness when it comes to that.
For the EU, He's not patrician like us.
Yeah.
JJ's a hack.
And he scoffs at a lot of shit in the prequels and stuff, but then he went and made The Rise of Skywalker, which is more prequels than the prequels with its fucking stupid shit.
Anyways, let's get back on track because I don't want to.
Prequels are worth making fun of.
I don't want to get mad at Rise of Skywalker.
Let's go back to. Can we talk about Ahsoka again?
Oh, hold on. And then so basically, episode 4 is the whole conversation. He's got to repair his ship, and so he gets away and he's like, "All right." I will say I love that little TIE fighter ending, like where he's kind of playing chicken with it.
That's fine.
And he flies away, and all right, Ahsoka. Anyway, let's get back.
That was my least favorite episode of the series.
Yeah, it was fine. Up there with episode 2 favorites.
It felt like an extended Clone Wars episode from like some random season. But back to Ahsoka, aka Zuko, the Blue Spirit. But
let me just say real quick too. So I knew Ahsoka was going to probably be in episode 5 because I saw that it was directed by Dave Filoni. Because you'd heard rumors that because it actually wasn't officially confirmed that Rosario Dawson was.
Yeah,
Ahsoka.
I know. Yeah,
it was just like hearsay and rumors, but everyone knew that she was going to be in the season. Dude, I tell you, I did not think she would be the first fucking thing I see in the episode. I thought they were going to hold her off till like the very end on some Luke Skywalker shit. No, dude, we immediately get fucking Ahsoka Tano like destroying people. And I tell you, I was sitting in my couch behind me and I lost my shit. My girlfriend was asleep next to me and I woke her up because I screamed at the TV. It was amazing.
They really played their hand early there. They were just like, hey, here's a Jedi in the show finally. You've been waiting for it. Here it is.
Oh, and those
kicking butt, white lightsabers.
Amazing.
She's wreaking havoc on this like Imperial remnants who have subjugated this village, and the sort of Imperial officer or what have you, who Elsbeth, offers a Mandalorian spear, Beskar steel spear to Mando, saying, "This is your payment if you can kill that Jedi." And then Mando goes, finds the Jedi, and then Ahsoka has to be like, "I cannot train him." She pulls a Yoda. She's like, "I can't train him." Arguably, because what I've read is, if you don't know, at the end of Clone Wars, she leaves the Jedi Order because she gets framed for a murder, I think, and she's exonerated. But at that point, she loses faith in the Council and the Jedi, which is pretty much why she survives Order 66. Is because she's not hanging out with all the Jedi when stuff goes down.
And I noticed a lot of people who hadn't watched the other shows were confused why she couldn't train Grogu, which we figure out his name is Grogu in this episode. I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with it too.
But and it's because she's not a Jedi. I mean, she's a Force wielder and she has been trained in that way, but she doesn't think it would be right to train Grogu since he's still technically a Jedi in her ways.
I love her line too. It's like it's kind of tricky though, because if you don't know who Ahsoka is, the line that she says to justify it is pretty like, well, who is she talking about? But if you know when she's like, "I've seen what training does to the best of us," talking about Anakin, which is a great line if you know exactly who the fuck she's talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
But I was just wondering if, like, watching it, like my girlfriend, she didn't know who the fuck Ahsoka is, so I was just explaining the entire time who she is. But I wondered just if someone who hasn't watched anything and just sees that episode, what they think about Ahsoka as a character, just like what she has to do with the larger picture of stuff, because they don't really explain like kind of who she is or where.
Yeah, out of context, it's like, oh, it's this mysterious Jedi I've never seen. That's cool.
Well, here's the thing: they're setting it up because this is a backdoor pilot for an Ahsoka TV series.
Yeah,
it is.
That we're gonna guzzle down.
I'm wondering if
it's gonna guzzle it. I'm
gonna be Dave Filoni. Is he gonna do it or what?
Dude,
it's his OC, man. That's his waifu OC.
Yeah,
I hope so.
But he like just has dreams about her every night.
Okay, don't make it like
dude,
that.
You've seen the behind the scenes whenever he's looking at Rosario just in fucking fully erect. I know he is. He's fully erect.
Him and George Lucas are just excited to see their character come to life.
No, I couldn't be like, I really was like the behind the scenes of him seeing Rosario as Ahsoka for the first time. It's pretty like, oh, this is awesome. Just live with that character that you created for so long and you finally get to see it,
Let's just point out real quick that entire 60-minute behind the scenes feature has George Lucas on set a few times, but nowhere in this behind the scenes do we see Kathleen Kennedy, not even once.
Yeah.
Like, that's very purposeful.
She's zooming in.
I will say too, going back to the episode, it is a weird. Why is her name Morgan? Why couldn't it be like Morgan or some weird shit? It's just Morgan. Morgan Elsbeth.
I don't know why Luke.
I don't know.
Yeah, Luke's a very normal name.
I know. It just was weird to me, like, because that's the first normal name I've heard in a long time in Star Wars. So it threw me off.
Yeah, that's fair though. Like if there was a character just named like Charles or something, it'd be weird.
Yeah, it was weird as shit, like but it was fine. Also, that's Bruce Lee's like goddaughter. That's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. Huh.
But yeah, so Mando is like, all right, I'll help you take over or get the town, and then you can tell me where to go next, basically. And
and then there's that good moment where he is able to get Grogu to pull the little ball towards him.
Mm-hmm.
Payoff for that, and
that thing is crucial. That little ball.
Yeah, and you also see the true connection he has with his
son. It's his son. Yeah,
great.
Daddy Mando.
The Daddy Mando.
And it's cool that she can understand him just through using the Force to feel his feelings and like kind of interpret what he's trying to say without saying it.
Well, it's cool. We got a little backstory that he was on Coruscant when Order 66 happened, and someone got him out of there. That's pretty all right. That's a big thing. Yeah. And so yes.
I wonder. I was hoping she would mention that she's only seen one other person with that race, because she knew Yoda.
She does say that.
What I mean? Oh, does she? Okay.
Yeah, because that's when the Yoda's theme kind of like pops up in the score a bit. She's like, I've only known one other like this. Like this kind.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think she says something like that.
I just remember the score happening for it, and that was like, oh, it's like it was like an emotional response. I was like, oh my god, it's Yoda's theme. Fucking triggered me. I was like, yeah, I swear I got it.
We have Yoda. I think Yaddle shows up in the background as a female Yoda.
I think it's canon that she dies in between episode 1 and 2 because she's never seen again.
and then in Knights of the Old Republic, there's a Yoda species guy whose name I forget, but that's no longer canon. Get on it, Disney.
And this High Republic shit, it probably will be like they're probably going to incorporate a bunch of that shit into that. So.
But the old Republic is like thousands of years before.
Yeah, I know.
Revan needs to be thousands of years before. That stuff needs to be old.
I want them to bring Revan in though. And like
I would love. I guess this is getting a bit speculative. I think canonically Revan is a male. The thing is, you can't have the exact Revan from your own save file. What if you could import your save file into the Disney Plus?
Just like the Bandersnatch episode of.
Yeah, exactly. There's a choose your own adventure Star Wars in your Revan. And
I just want to see that fucking mask of his.
There's a character creation, and they have it weirdly deep faked on an actor, kind of like Luke in this season.
Spoilers, dude. Spoilers.
Yeah,
apparently, Dave Filoni tried to bring Revan into the Clone Wars.
He brought in Bane.
And Bane.
He tried to
bring in
George Lucas stopped him from bringing Revan in.
Well, there's the episode where Yoda goes to like Moraband or whatever. And it's voiced by Mark Hamill, Bane.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Awesome episode. But anyway, we have Ahsoka face off with the crazy chick.
I think it's great. It's a great samurai fight. It's
it's cool.
There's literally a koi pond.
Yeah. It's like very well. The fight's very fluid and like actually like a samurai fight. So
it's not like your standard lightsaber battle, which is nice.
But it is choreographed enough to where you're like, all right, they're doing some cool maneuvers and shit.
Yeah, for sure. It's just not.
And then literally on the other side of the wall is a fucking Western showdown, and it's awesome. It's fucking awesome.
On the nose.
I know, but it's fucking. I didn't care. I just loved it. It was so just like, we got Western and we got samurai.
Yeah, both. I will say the special effects of the robots jumping around was pretty impressive.
And
that whole set, the whole scene, the whole village, all of that.
Well, there was a little loft cat there too.
Well, there's another callback to the Knights of the Old Republic. Those are HK droids, and those are all.
Yeah, those are HK droids.
That's pretty cool. Also, it's kind of weird that HK is like Hunter Killer, and then Michael Biehn, who is most famous for being fucking John Connor, in fucking Terminator. And like the Terminators are pretty much hunter killers because they're droids like that. It's just like
okay,
it's fucking cool. Fair. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but I was like, it's a hell of a coincidence if it is.
Yeah, a lot of winking to the camera in this season.
That's great though. Well, it's not even winking; it's just like if you know it, they're not making a big show of it. But
they're really not.
Yeah,
you can draw the connection.
Yeah. Overall, though, I love this episode. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was really well shot, and like there were a lot of just like painting type of shots, like the scene where like the tree and the moon's behind it and they're just kind of connecting silhouette. It's pretty it's chef's kiss.
This is a chef's kiss episode.
It proves
this might be my favorite. This might be my favorite episode of the entire series, honestly.
It proves that Dave Filoni can handle a feature film, a live action feature.
Yeah. Just give it to him. Just give everything to Favreau and Filoni.
Honestly, Favreau and Filoni, let them fucking, we've said this a million times.
Well, I was kind of speculative because in season 1, he directed my least favorite fucking episode in season 1 with the fucking, hey man,
the fuck boy.
Yes,
the weird ass kid. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. I was like, if this is how he directs like actual humans, I don't know. I don't know. But no, he's amazing. I just think it was that kid who sucked. So
the kid, felt like a prequels character.
Oh my God.
I like that. That's our insult for this. Yeah, he felt like a prequels character. He felt like somebody George Lucas would write.
No, you know what I'm saying? That certain like vibe and like
yeah.
It just always in my head. Just the fucking hey Mando. Oh God.
Hey Mando.
So at the end of the episode, Ahsoka tells him to go to Tython to like the Seeing Rock, I think, or the Seeing Stone.
Yeah.
And if he connects to the Force, there might be like a Jedi out there looking for him. So whenever she says that, what were your thoughts? Did you think in any
I was
way?
immediately like, oh shit, they're gonna get like either like someone like Ezra Bridger or I didn't know. I was like, I doubt they would get Luke Skywalker. That's not gonna be.
See, I had the same thoughts, but if you really think about it, it makes the most sense. He's the only one actively looking for Jedi and Force sensitive people around this time. He's like actively exploring the galaxy.
I was like, it'll be.
No, I didn't think they did either. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a fucking random ass new character, and I was gonna be like, okay. So I guess there are like way more Jedi.
Or I thought it might be a contingent of Jedi, like a little like. A little squad of Jedi.
Yeah.
So they go to this. First of all, chapter 14. This episode 6 of the season.
This episode called
it does. It's called the. First of all, when the title comes on, it says the tragedy. Your balls clench up to the pit of your stomach immediately.
Shit.
And so basically they have to go, it's like a Ubisoft game, and they have to go to the top of the tower to unlock the rest of the map. It's like Assassin's Creed or Far Cry.
Before we get into it real quick, I like how we just immediately show up there, because the trend it was like episode to like get further the plot, and then it was like, all right, side quest for a second, and then the episode, and then a little side quest. This one was like, no, we're there, let's do it.
Yeah, thank God.
I think it's also the shortest episode, and oh my God, those 30 minutes, like I said, they fuck.
Yeah.
They really do. Directed by Robert Rodriguez, and so do you want to describe it, Adrian? What happens in this episode?
Yeah, he takes Grogu to the Seeing Stone or whatever the fuck it's called. RPG.
Yeah, the Ubisoft tower.
Yeah, and at first it's like not doing shit, and then there's conveniently a force shield around him, so Mando cannot grab him and take him. So now he has to fucking defend him, and it's really cool. And guess who shows up? Fucking Boba Fett. He wants his armor.
God!
When wants his fucking armor. And it's like, I don't blame you.
One shows up.
In your family forever. We learned that his dad was a foundling, so that was confirmed after it being kind of wishy-washy for years, that Jango Fett was in fact a foundling.
What is a foundling? Explain that.
It's like a Mandalorian child, like a legit Mandalorian.
Adopted though, right?
Yeah, it's just like a stray that they.
It's like they adopt into the Mandalorian culture. But he is a true Mandalorian.
He's like but either way, yeah. And so,
well, he's a clone of a foundling,
right? Yeah.
But he's a Mandalorian.
But
actually, he's not. Yeah. I think he even says he's not. Yeah.
Mando, he wants his armor, and he's willing to protect the child with Mando, and so we get one of the most brutal fight scenes in Star Wars history.
I swear.
What is that thing he uses called?
It's funny. Like, also behind the scenes shit. It's awesome that he incorporated, like, Tamora Morrison incorporated like Maori culture.
Yes.
To, like, the way he fights, and so that was just fucking awesome. And so that stick is like an actual Maori like stick that they use, and I don't know what they're called, but I think in canon it's like the things that the Sand people use to like.
Yeah, it is. There's a name I just can't remember, but he used that to crush stormtroopers. Like, you see their armor get blown apart.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, and like the action is so well directed that I'm worried that it's gonna set the bar too high for later episodes.
Yeah, it just was, dude. It was adrenaline like incarnate. The way the camera moves, the way like the angles of it, you just see.
It was like some of the most cinematic television of all time, easily.
I will say there was like not a problem. There was like, to me, like a plot hole in this episode where it's like he takes off his fucking jetpack and then he doesn't take it back off. Like, fuck.
That's stupid.
Like, I'm willing to forgive it because the episode was so awesome, but that is a big thing. That just
there could have been an easier
way to have him not have his jetpack.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm out of gas. That would have been real good. I mean, I don't have any bars.
Or just literally just have, like, they'd say take it off and then just have him shoot it so it explodes or something, so he can't use it.
Yeah,
like damage it.
Yeah,
damage it.
That was one thing I was like, what the fuck? But other than that, it was awesome.
And they introduced the the stormtrooper carriers that you see in The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I like
It's like
that.
an early version of those.
So yeah, shit's going awry. Mando keeps being a dumbass and tries to touch that thing. He does it like 3 fucking times. He keeps getting knocked by it.
And also, we didn't mention, if for some reason you haven't seen Mando and you're watching this, like I don't understand. But I mean, it's like, what do you? I don't really want to watch Star Wars, but I'll watch 3 freaking 20-something-year-old burnouts talk about Star Wars on a podcast with 20
Like,
years.
with fucking
well, Boba Fett just wants the armor. He just wants the armor back that Mando got from Timothy Oliphant, because that's his armor. And at first he's like, "You're not Mandalorian," but by the end of the episode, he finds out like, "Oh, you're a foundling. You have Mandalorian DNA." Blah blah blah. I'm a Jehovah's Witness. And then
it's enough for him.
Yeah, it's enough. And then the Empire shows up and they fight together against the Empire. Just fuck 12.
and
But
they're getting their asses handed to them for a minute there. So
they are. They're setting up turrets and getting their asses kicked, and Boba's bobaing, and then they then they take the Dark Troopers, which are now fully droids. They're fully robotic.
Hold on, you skipped over the part where Boba
Take
puts on his goddamn armor. We got to talk about that before the fucking.
Okay, yeah.
He puts on his fucking armor and he has knee missiles. Are you shitting me? He has knee missiles. Come on, like come on, this shit was amazing. So yeah, Boba comes back and he has his armor. And he fucks.
Also,
awesome.
They just straight up, not just damage, but they blow up and eviscerate Mando's ship.
Yeah,
yeah.
When you see it blow up, your stomach just drops.
I know, dude. They fucking that
hurt.
I could not believe that. After all that he's done to fix that ship.
Fucking ship, I know.
Oh man.
It's
like getting your ship blown up in EVE Online, and you're like, dude, I spent 11 grand of real money on this, and then it blows up.
Well, you should say so.
For those
the Dark Troopers, you see them come out of the sky and fly down. And you're like, oh shit, there's no fucking way. And you think that, because it's a TV show, they're about to go run over there and get there in time and fight them off before they take Baby Yoda. But no, they just keep walking, grab them, and fly away.
Yeah, it's not even like a contest. They just leisurely walk to him, take him. And then I like how, Boba's like, should I follow them? And then he's like, oh shit, the Empire's back. They're back. And because he doesn't know anything at this point. And to see the Empire back, it's just like, oh no, this is bad. This is really fucking bad.
It's
Gideon's
quickly.
Gideon's light cruiser or whatever. Yeah, so quickly. And then Mando finds the Beskar steel, and then the little ball in the wreckage.
Yeah.
And then they have a little chat, and Boba's like, nah, I told you I'd help you get the child back, and I haven't yet. So they fucking...
And somehow this is all in 30 minutes. Like less than 30 minutes.
Yeah, so much happens.
Like, what the fuck?
But it feels perfectly paced.
Boba saved Finnick, who was left out in the desert in season 1. Brought her back, and now she's like in a Chewbacca kind of life servant, what I mean, like she owes him
life debt or whatever.
Yeah, life debt or whatever. And
again, this is an RPG. She joined his party.
Exactly. I didn't realize until a few days ago, but that lady is the woman. She plays Mulan in the original 90s animated film.
She's also I don't know if you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I watched like the first season. She's like a big character in that. She's probably the best part of that show. She's also in her 50s and she's a badass. She's doing all her own stunts and shit like that.
It's cool.
So yeah, they go off and slave 1, and they're gonna go try and get the child back. So now we go into episode 7. Episode 7, Mando episode 7.
This episode, Scott, you were saying that the Ahsoka one might be your favorite episode. I think that might be my favorite in terms of like just all the goodness that they showed on the screen. But I think episode 7 might be my actual favorite of the season, just in terms of character and just like it had one of the tensest scenes I think in Star Wars, honestly. Or one of the tensest at least. Anyway, so yeah, this episode is they got to go break out Bill Burr because they need an ex-Imperial to get the location to fucking, where Baby Yoda is, where Grogu is. So this whole episode is them teaming up to break into an Imperial stronghold type of situation on a planet to get the information. And it's pretty
most
awesome.
choice.
It's like
It is so good because
it is so good.
they show up at the Imperial scrapyard where Bill Burr, world famous comedian Bill Burr, is basically a slave. And then they're like, "Hey, we're gonna break you out for a bit." He's like, "I don't really trust this." And then he sees Mando walk up, and he's like, "I don't really want to go with this guy." But then they make him, and he's Bill Burr the whole time. And then they go to South America. They basically go to Latin America.
Oh, dude, I thought it was like a Vietnam type of situation. That's what it
Oh,
felt
it could be Vietnam too. I was thinking yeah, it could be. There any sort of third world exploiting the global South by the Eurocentric globalist powers that are the Empire.
Which
They're
by
Nazis.
Star
You get
Wars
it.
standards was new and fresh, so I was cool with it.
It was. And it wasn't even like super like, ugh, this is alien. It's like, okay, they're in kind of a weird like rainforest jungle-y area.
Did you guys? I felt, man, Bill Burr was like the closest to a Han Solo type of character in this episode than anyone has tried to be in any of these Star Wars movies. Like, did you not get that kind of like that dry wit, that asshole? Like,
He has that for sure.
He
I
definitely
also
seems
think
like
he has
he
a
would
bit
be.
more.
He seems like he would be one of Han Solo's old like smuggling buddies or something like that. You know,
he just gave off that energy of like a fucking alpha, basically. Just
he's a different kind of scoundrel, but he's still a scoundrel.
Well, and it's with this character, they've probably done more than anything to humanize stormtroopers and the Empire. So there's a car chase. You have more natives attacking, which it's a good car chase.
It's great.
They have this giant flammable containers are trying to get to this compound, and there's stuff,
which is a much more effective action sequence set piece than the one in the fourth episode of the season. I think.
Well, the whole setup to this is the whole theme of this episode is what is Mando willing to do for this baby, and like is he willing to go on his creed basically? And so the whole setup is Mando's not in his armor; he's in just some normal ass stormtrooper armor.
Immediately uncomfortable.
So I love also during that fight scene where he is like expecting to block shit like he normally does, and he's like, "Ah, no, I can't do that anymore."
Yeah, he has his muscle memory.
Yeah,
is entirely built around suit, and that's his strength is his weakness.
And then so we get
he has to shed his armor and become vulnerable. Do you get it? Do you get the character development? Do you understand?
I think this episode did a better. Like, I love The Last Jedi, but it did a way better job of explaining how war is war and both sides. Like what DJ or whatever in The Last Jedi, where he's like, don't join or whatever. I think they wrote that character way better in Bill Burr than they did in that movie, where he's like, what do you. I was an ex-Imperial, but I had a family. I had shit like, we were normal people just doing a job. And
the Nazis.
Yeah. And so his whole
orders. Well, yeah, it harkens back to the Clerks conversation where Dante and Randall talk about independent contractors on the Death Star, But we digress.
Well, I love the scene where they're talking in the car and Bill Burr's character, Mayfeld? Yeah. Mayfeld is like, so what is your creed? Is it to not take off the helmet, or is it to never show your face? Because your rules seem to get real iffy whenever it like benefits you, basically. And that's just like, it's a great theme of the rest of the episode and just honestly the season in general.
It is.
So it's also weird. I've never been so relieved to see like TIE fighters take out a band of natives.
Yeah. So fresh and interesting, because when they get to the base and everyone's applauding for them, and you kind of feel good about it. You're like, whoa, what's going on?
Weird as shit.
Yeah, we can't have moral complexity in Star Wars. It's a binary Manichean morality system.
So they're the only tanker to make that Rhydonium shipment. They make it
the unobtainium.
Yeah, they're the only the cargo to make it. So they go, they sit down, and Mayfeld's about to do it, but then he sees one of his commanding officers sitting in like the space that they need to go do that. So Pedro Pascal, we get to see his face and see what he's willing to do for Grogu.
Yeah,
I like that he has a mustache for this episode. Like he grew it for no reason. Like who's gonna see it?
Do you think he just takes off his helmet and kind of grooms his mustache at night, every night?
Maybe. I know on my commute to work, he's advertising like a perfume or cologne or something, and there's Pedro Pascal and he has the mustache. So maybe he had just got off that shoot or was growing it for that.
No, he's got the mustache in the season 1 too.
But he doesn't at the last episode of this, which we'll get into.
What is great is that when he takes off his helmet to do it for Baby Yoda, he's when Mayfeld's talking to the officer, Pedro Pascal's making these weird ass facial.
He doesn't know what to do with himself.
Because he doesn't know what to do because he's never.
It's like literally, it's the barest Mando we've ever seen.
Like, damn, what a great detail! Because he's like making like weird faces and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like,
his face was always like.
He's like, is this what a human is supposed to do?
Yeah, it's like an incel who moved out of his mom's basement.
Yeah,
kind of like the Jedi are. But it's great. And then we also get a lot of backstory on the stormtroopers themselves and the Imperial hierarchy, because Burr has to come in and save face because the officer sees Pedro Pascal, sees Mando, and is like, "What's your call sign?" Blah blah blah. And then Burr has to come in and be like, "Hey," and like just hope that officer doesn't recognize him.
He can barely, and he's like, he can barely hear. He got his shit exploded. Just don't talk to him. We got to go fill out some IBS reports.
Yeah. But you learn that Bill Burr was part of a huge battle where they had to sacrifice a lot of stormtrooper soldiers and his compatriots, which is how he soured on the Empire. And there's a ruthlessness and an unfeelingness to the officer. And so Burr basically pulls a solo and shoots first and says, "Fuck it." And then they shoot their way out. And I'll be honest, this is one of the most stormtroopers can't hit their targets scenes in all of Star Wars.
Before we get to the actual fighting, though, can we just say how fucking good Bill Burr sells his whole backstory and like the conflict, like the conflict in his eyes, the entire scene. It is amazing. It's so good.
He's great. I love that man.
It sold me so hard too. And
also, fun fact too, like I think it's called Burning Khan or whatever, like the big shit that went, the big battle or whatever that the Empire did. That is from Battlefront 2, like the game.
Okay.
That's Operation Cinder.
Yeah, Operation Cinder. It's from that game.
That's in Star Wars Battlefront 2. That's in the new one.
Yeah, it's in the new one,
2, which I did not play.
Pretty cool though, just connecting more shit together.
Yeah,
cool. But yeah, so Bill Burr just starts wrecking shop. I like that pause though when he shoots the officer and they both look at each other. And the stormtrooper in the back is like, "What the fuck?"
Well, Burr, his character doesn't really have anything to lose, like because he's been working in a scrapyard.
And he knows he's got to go back there, so he just
so he's just like, fuck it.
And so they shoot their way out, and then
they have the coordinates to Grogu, Baby Yoda.
And they're making their escape, but Bill Burr is like, "Hold on a second, I gotta get something off my chest," and he blows up the entire base basically, and then they let him go, which is great. I love it. He's like probably like my favorite character besides Mando in the entire show.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, in just 2 episodes, how much they develop him, it's great.
Yeah, like I want more of him. I wish he would have stayed for the final episode.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they could use him better in like a more of another like heist or something like that instead of assault.
He's a drifter. He's a busy man, Bill Burr. He's got other things to do.
He's got to do some stand-up comedy in his downtime on a canteen somewhere.
He's got to do it in the back of a truck during COVID or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got to get into this last episode, the season finale, directed by Peyton Reed of Ant-Man.
Surprising, because that's better than any of his shit that I've seen.
I know. No, dude. Honestly, the Ant-Man movies are probably my least favorite out of any of them.
For sure.
Yeah.
They're just so bland, like the blandest of them all.
Ant-Man 2 is my least favorite in the entire MCU.
I think that might be my least favorite too.
So boring.
I haven't seen the Ant-Man one. No, I couldn't even pay attention to it. It's like we've talked about this. It's like a TV movie almost.
Yeah,
Ant-Man 2 was a TV movie. Somehow it got released in theaters. I don't know how, but either way.
Like there's no style, and so I was kind of worried. I was like, he doesn't have a directing style. He's kind of bland as shit. I don't know how this is going to.
But fortunately, he has mountains and mountains of fan service to rely upon.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so we start the episode with Mando and crew and the Slave One, and they're like, "All right, we got to pick up some people, and we're gonna go." No, they steal the Imperial class. What are they called? They're called something.
Fighter?
No. It's fucking. They say it in the episode too. It's just it's an Imperial transport, but there's like a name for it.
Shuttle.
It's a shuttle, but it's a lambda.
Who cares?
Lambda. That's what it is. It's a lambda shuttle.
Lambda.
What do you mean? Who cares? You know who cares, Scott?
Do you know who you're talking to, Scott? So yeah, it's a lambda shuttle, and they steal that first. And I do like that scene where dude is like, if I'm gonna die anyway, I'm just gonna make you feel really bad about it. And he's like, yeah, fuck you. Alderaan blew up. I was there. I watched it. Fuck you. Haha. And just gets shot in the face. It's great. Great little opening to the episode. And then they steal that, and then they go to some planet, which that was a cool looking planet with all those like industrial looking like power plants, And they meet up with Bo-Katan again. And do you want to talk about that scene real quick?
Because what I want to talk about first, real quick, is that how happy I was to see inside of Slave One, like
oh my god, yes. With the way it rotates,
all sitting around like figuring shit out. I was like, this is cool. This is the part of the ship I always wanted to see.
Yes.
But oh yeah, so Boba Fett he bickers with Bo-Katan's unit and they fight, and it's kind of like, come on, guys. But they come to an agreement. Bo-Katan still wants the Darksaber, so she's like, all right, bet, I'm in. Let's do this. And so we get a legion of women fighters, and it's not done in a pandering Avengers Endgame kind of way.
I didn't even notice it until
I didn't even notice it, and I was thinking about it later, and I was like, oh yeah, that was cool.
It's just Mando and a bunch of badass women.
Yeah, and that's how you do that kind of thing. Make it not be like girl power.
Yeah, so, but the Twitter sphere.
Yeah.
Well, so they they crash into the ship. That's a great scene. Them kind of like narrowly making
crashing into the inside of the ship.
Yeah.
Boba Fett's like, all right, see ya, dog. Which I guess
I was thinking. Imagine if Boba would have stayed, and then he would have been there to see Luke. It'd be like,
yeah,
fuck like, you. Like we're fighting now.
A little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have been awkward.
What if he had tried to? I don't know.
Would have been like, yeah.
So they make their way to like a diversion from Mando, so Mando can go get Grogu.
Yeah.
And so they're making their way, they're being badass. And then, oh my god, whenever Mando has to fight that one dark trooper and he is getting his ass beat.
Good fucking fight too. That's an awesome scene.
It is dude, when that thing is just punching his helmet
makes
repeatedly.
You fucking fear those dark troopers. What a good setup.
I know.
To have for Luke Skywalker to just blow away with no effort.
Because there's no
good setup.
Yeah.
So he fights that one dark trooper, and he eventually he kills it or whatever, and then he makes his way to where Grogu is, and Gideon's there and waiting for him. And I like her. He just was like, no, just take him. I got what I needed. Because I honestly, the way it was going, I was like, maybe he will just let him take him, like, and just do something else. The way he played it was very like, we'll see,
Yeah.
But no, he doesn't. He starts slashing. And that's a pretty good fight too. Like the choreography is pretty good. He gets Pedro Pascal gets to use his spear again, like he did in Game of Thrones. That's pretty sick.
I'll take your word for it.
And this time he doesn't get his face squished. So
yeah, we're not Game of Throners. We don't Game of Throne, man. This is a Star Wars.
I can only handle so many multi-million-dollar franchises. Okay, I
can only simp for so many corporations. Okay.
No, but so they fight. Yeah, it's a beautiful fight.
Yeah, it was great. It was really intense. I heard that Giancarlo Esposito like kept breaking the fucking Darksabers because he was hitting him so hard, and you could see just the weight behind the way he was just like smashing into Mando. It was great. It felt very
honestly, for once they had me. There was a point where I was like, they could kill off Mando if they wanted, and go in a different, or
Really?
something could happen, and so I was actually on the edge of my seat. I wasn't the whole time. I was like, oh, of course Mando is gonna win. I was for once. I was like, okay, good. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Get his arm cut off,
Or he could get blinded by
like every other character in Star Wars. Yeah. No, but so Mando wins, and just to see him walk in with that dark saber in hand, it just looks so right. It just looks so right.
Badass for sure.
Yeah.
It does look right. He gets his epic level loot from beating the boss.
Oh man, great. And so he walks in, and then he's like, "Here, take the saber," and she won't take it from him.
Yeah, Bo-Katan can't take it. She's like,
Yeah.
I've been looking for that because I want to reunite Mandalore.
I was supposed to be the one to fight Gideon, not you.
Yeah, and then Gideon's trying to pit them against each other. It's like, oh, you're gonna have to fight him for it.
It's great. I love the way he plays it. He's just on the floor, just like
Pirates code, like whatever. But then the Dark Troopers, which were sucked out into space, they're robots with rocket thrusters, which I doubt the physics of, but it's fucking Star Wars. So they fly through.
And then we get dubstep music, and it's great dubstep music at that.
Yeah.
Dude, I love their theme. Their theme is great.
Their theme is badass. Yeah.
Their theme is intense, and it's menacing, and it's straight up like it feels like dance music, like EDM music. There's like a hi-hats, like it's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Drop some Molly and dance
everything's lost.
Everything is lost.
We have the all is lost moment. They're at the door. Okay, so when you guys saw the X-wing first,
I knew it
immediately.
Oh my God,
immediately?
Yes, dude, it's fucking Luke. Only one X-wing. It's fucking Luke.
But I was in denial, but
I was in denial too. Same. I was in denial.
I saw the single X-wing. I was like, surely not.
There's no way.
Like, there's no way.
Dude,
and my girlfriend was like, who is that? Is that, I can't tell who that is. I was like, oh, I know who it fucking is. And she's like, what?
I was a bit slow on the uptake because I was like, they're not going to use Luke. They're not going to put Luke in this series. So I was like, oh, that's X-Wing. I wonder who that is. And then when I saw the green lightsaber, that's when I was like, they're not going to do Luke. They're not doing that.
That entire scene.
By the time you see the glove, I'm like, okay, this is Luke.
No,
they milk it too. They draw it out.
It was amazing. The entire scene, I was like, no way.
Well, and this is real fan service, I guess, for people who read the old books where Luke became just stupidly overpowered, could like fucking teleport across the galaxy and like ridiculous shit.
Well, I do love it. We get to finally see Luke in his prime, being an actual Jedi Master, just wrecking shop, and it's amazing. And it's such a parallel to the Vader scene in Rogue One, where he's just in a hallway, destroying everyone. It's great. Before we get to the reveal of his face, did you think that it was going to be an actor, like just a random person trying to impersonate Luke, or did you think they were going to do some of that?
Because all the other casting rumors were true with Rosario Dawson and others, I thought it was going to be what's his name,
Sebastian Stan,
Soldier. Yeah, I thought it was Sebastian Stan, which I would have been fine with.
He does look like him. He really does.
I thought it might just be Mark Hamill in young person makeup and dyed hair, maybe like not CGI. Well, because like how years have passed.
You see in The Last Jedi, you see him at two different ages. So
yeah. And then in Rise of Skywalker, you get that one scene of like CGI face Luke too, which doesn't look bad, but it's also in dark light and all that.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I got some. It did hurt the scene. It still worked, but the uncanny valley was strong with this one.
Yeah, the technology is not there yet, especially for a TV show, and it was very noticeable. But like,
they had to have him stand completely still.
But at least,
dude, in 5 years, we're gonna be able to deep fake that, and it'll be better looking than it was there.
At least
I did not give a single fuck. I was like, holy shit, it's Luke, and it's his voice, and he is here to take Grogu. What the fuck? Oh my god, I lost my shit.
My heart was pounding, and yes, this is a very fan servicing thing to get excited about, but I don't give a fuck. I watched this because I like it. Leave me alone. But my heart was fucking pounding.
I was sweating.
I was like so shocked that it was Luke Skywalker that I was having trouble paying attention to everything else.
Dude, me too.
And if that doesn't speak for how iconic of a character George Lucas created in 1977, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
One of my
Like,
biggest
that's the most like famous fucking hero of all time.
Dude, I love Luke. I love Luke
Dude,
so much.
I
I love
Luke.
all incarnations of Luke. I love Last Jedi Luke. I love OT Luke. I love this Luke. Not the graphics, but
one of my biggest like complaints about the new sequels is they don't fucking have the green lightsaber. I didn't get to see it like more than a second. That's like my favorite lightsaber.
It looks so good too.
I do love the green lightsaber.
Oh my god! And so yeah, he shows up and I will say it does kind of like it sucks that that's all everyone was talking about because it's fucking Luke, you know, it's amazing and he's back and whatever. But it does take away from the actual great like heartfelt, really good moment between.
No, yeah, I when I rewatch it, I'll be more into that scene than I will be Luke's reveal because my girlfriend was way more into Mando's goodbye to
taking off his helmet to let him see his eyes.
I was honestly more into that.
I was emotional, but like she was like crying. I was like,
dude,
I feel you, you know.
It's so well done. You just
emotional payoff lead up to that moment is done really well.
But now is Grogu not going to be in freaking?
That's it's like
3.
Now that we talked about episode 8, you know, we can.
I started thinking about.
I guess Kylo Ren's gonna cut down Grogu.
I kind of just assumed that this was the end of the show, but because of the Boba Fett tease at the end. But no, there's a season 3, and it's separate from Boba Fett.
I will say it did feel like a series finale. It felt like the end of a show.
Yeah.
But now, you know, it's gonna upset some fans if Grogu isn't in the next season. But like, I'm cool with it going in the direction of like retaking Mandalore. You know?
Yeah,
I'm totally cool.
That is,
I'm cool with that.
That is just like ripe for drama. Like having.
I'm just wondering,
maybe being a bad guy, like, or at least in terms of like she's gonna be an antagonist for Din Djarin,
or just give us like a, I don't know, show Luke doing the fucking temple with like training kids and shit. Come on, give me.
I love that Luke showed up, but I hope we do not get like more of Luke.
Honestly. No, I'm not saying in the Mandalorian. I'm just saying.
Oh, just like in general.
If you wanted to have like a little thing where, you know, he's training Grogu and other little Jedi or something, you know,
Well, I think we will see Grogu again because he does say, "I promise, I'm going to see you again." Like, I promise.
Well,
you that.
And the new. And we'll get into this. The new Star Wars shows are going to be interconnected to some degree. Some of them.
No, I think they all are. They're all leading up to like
not all of them. Not like Acolyte.
No, well, not all of them, but like the New Republic stuff. If they're all like at the same, like Ahsoka, the New Republic, and then Mandalorian, and then Boba Fett. They're like they said that they're all going to be building towards the same thing, and they're going to have like a Avengers type of like come together thing at the very
end.
That's
what they're doing, and they're making it very character focused. Like all these, they're trying to have like, you know, some people are fans of Thor, some people are fans of Spider-Man. You're gonna have that. You're gonna have your Mando fans and your Ahsoka fans and all that different stuff. That's what they're going for.
Well, and I think it's all going to build to Thrawn. Like he's going to be the Thanos basically of this whole little
it could be
series stuff. It's going to be Thrawn, and I have a good feeling it's going to be Thrawn, and it could be on Mandalore, and it's going to be
that'd be sick. I'm
fucking sick.
I'd be okay with it.
I will say I hope that season 3 of Mando we get to see, I don't know, just like Pedro Pascal, like just, you know, no helmet. Like I want him to be to just be, you know, a different Mandalorian, just like understanding that like it's not one thing and I was being crazy.
I still like him wearing the helmet most of the time though.
I do like him with the helmet, but I do want him to not have it on, just like casually, just walking around.
I'd be cool with it if it's while he's eating or sleeping, but I don't want him to have it off a lot.
No, yeah, I want him to have it on at least 80%.
That's the problem. It's like I was more lenient with it with Star-Lord, but like Star-Lord should have had his like famous like mask on.
It's also so cool. Yeah, they barely use it.
Yeah.
You gotta have Chris Pratt doing his thing.
And thankfully they had more balls to let Mando be a a mask.
Yeah,
I just
be
also
Master Chief.
this season just like lends itself to just there's so much good setup for season 3. There's so much like ripe drama that they can just milk.
Right, because we have Mando has the dark saber now. They mentioned Thrawn, Ahsoka's going off her own thing. Grogu's gone on with Luke. Boba Fett's doing his thing. Yeah, they set up a lot of shit.
Yeah, to just to pay off in this next season.
I love this. I mean, I love season 1, and a lot of my love of season 1 was just like, oh man, this is a great new high budget Star Wars TV show, new
It
stuff.
actually feels like Star Wars.
Feels like Star Wars. And then, but this one is where I think the storytelling and the world building really came into light. I mean, for me, season 2 has it on season 1. No question.
Oh yeah,
no
for sure.
Yeah, same. Every episode was like perfect length. Like even the ones I don't like as much, I could watch them over and over again. It's all so good. I think I love. There's this quote. I think either Jon Favreau or Dave Filoni said it for season 1, where they're not making a Star Wars show. They're making a show that that's influenced by the shows and things that inspired Star Wars. So
yes, and that's actually hugely important.
Exactly. That's
because so much stuff. It's just a pale imitation of the science fiction aspects of Star Wars without understanding the roots. Yeah, like you just
samurai
said.
films or like serials like Flash Gordon or westerns, you know. So I think that's why The Mandalorian is so fucking better, like than any of this other new shit that we have, because they just get that. Don't try to imitate Star Wars. Imitate what Star Wars was imitating.
Right.
Know?
Which we'll see how that goes. Because JJ just imitated Star Wars. Are we? So with the Rogue Squadron movie, Patty Jenkins is directing it, and Wonder Woman 84 did not do that great. I think critically, certainly not.
I still haven't seen it, but I don't know.
I got opinions on that.
On Wonder Woman 84?
No. We'll talk about that next week on our Best of 2020 podcast.
Ooh.
I'm not even gonna watch Wonder Woman. I don't care. I'm so burnt out on superhero movies. It's amazing that I'm still watching.
I've been putting it off for like a week.
It's amazing I'm still watching Star Wars movies. I don't need 8, 10 freaking new shows, but
see the way The Mandalorian ended, it's like, all right, I have faith in these shows now. Like I want to see Obi-Wan Kenobi face fucking Vader again now.
I don't. I like Obi-Wan's time in the desert being a mystery.
Yeah,
I guess I do too, but I mean,
we already got some of that in Rebels when he fights Darth Maul anyway,
which is amazing.
It was like one episode.
That's like enough for me, but I guess
I mean, we got it, so and I just love Ewan McGregor, so hopefully it's good.
I do love Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, and they're bringing back goddamn Hayden Christensen, so that's gonna be weird.
I'm excited for Hayden. I hope he gets some good dialogue, and he gets to. I doubt he'll be in it as much as Kenobi, obviously.
I mean, it's got to be like flashbacks to Clone Wars stuff. It has to be. There's no way.
I don't know. Well, all I know is like maybe Ben Kenobi leaves Tatooine for some reason, and
he's got to,
because like Vader can't be on Tatooine because then he'd know that Obi-Wan is on Tatooine.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Sand.
Ben has to go somewhere. Ben has to go somewhere. Hopefully. I think it's just so funny.
Tatooine.
I just rewatched Revenge of the Sith, and it's just so funny how they were like, "Yeah, let's put Luke on a shit planet with shit in the middle of nowhere. Let's give Leia to just like high society.
Yeah,
make her have a nice life."
Yeah,
it's just really funny. It's so funny to me. But yeah, Mandalorian season 2. It was honestly like a 9 out of 10 for me, maybe even 10 out of 10. It's like the best Star Wars shit that I've watched since.
Yeah, I think it is one of the greatest seasons of television ever made. I'll say it.
That's high praise.
More importantly, who y'all think would win a fight, Mandalorian or Master Chief from Halo?
I don't know. Master Chief would wreck him.
Yeah,
I think Master Chief would do
him up. Just give him Master Chief with a laser sword and Mandalorian with fucking the dark saber.
Yeah, Master Chief's stronger though because he's all roided up from the Spartan program. That's the thing. He's like 7.5 feet tall.
I would say isn't he like 8 feet tall?
Yeah. He's huge. He has the
okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. Next week we're doing best of 2020 movies. There wasn't much out, but we're still
Yeah, for the 8 movies that came out, did I even see 5 movies that came out in 2020 and
hopefully
2020?
if you're a patrician, but
I don't think I think I like read
But,
books and stuff.
I've got a good list going, so just be ready for it.
yeah,
It'll be
I
good.
gotta rank my movies. I'm gonna go watch Promising Young Woman first before I form my opinions.
You should also watch another round, maybe, before you form your opinions.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'll watch
Okay.
those two. Maybe I'll watch Wonder Woman. I might. If I'm
I don't
fucking
give a
bored.
fuck about Wonder Woman.
I don't give a fuck either. It's just something new to watch in theaters. I don't know. But either way. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Stop recording.